I'm Deborah Bowden. I'm the coordinator for the Cornwall and West Devon Mining Landscape World Heritage Site, which covers 20,000 hectares in 10 areas stretching from St Just in the far west of Cornwall right through to Tavistock in the east in Devon. We were convinced that despite its size and scale and complexity, you could use the World Heritage Site status to actually deliver a real uplift in tourism activity, particularly in those parts of Cornwall and West Devon that weren't necessarily the known honeypots. So with the Discover the Extraordinary project, we had about 400 businesses work with us over a 3-year period, and we took them out and we showed them the landscape and we shared with them the stories and helping them find ways to use the World Heritage Site status to support the growth of their business.
People have been coming to Cornwall for all kinds of reasons for a long time without understanding just the depth of history and heritage and the extraordinary stories there are behind that. Imagine people 1,000 feet below ground working in the dark with their bare hands with only a candle to light that. Once you start explaining that to people somewhere like this, they go away absolutely blown away and they come again. And we have folk coming from New Zealand, Botswana, Western Canada, and I find it extraordinary just how much there is to tell them and how many layers there are to peel away, going back thousands of years when people were first working the metal.
There's a collection of mining attractions across Cornwall, including wheel martin, but together with the mining landscape, that's what creates the product really. And for us, it's been really valuable working with accommodation providers facilitated by the World Heritage Site, because it's led to a more meaningful long-term relationship. Together, we can get an understanding of what a unique story we've got to tell here. And as a result of the project, we've certainly drawn in new visitors from different markets.
One of the things that I was really interested to discover was the way that the houses in Cornwall were created by mining wealth. So when you go to these country houses, there's a big history of mining in them.
We didn't realise at all the incredible importance of the mining heritage in Cornwall in terms of it being world-changing heritage. The history of this house and the history of the Tamar Valley in terms of mining are fundamental parts of our marketing mix. We are actually bringing people into this valley as a result of this house and its history. And they're people who have never even knew the Tamar Valley existed.
Being based in the World Heritage Site, it really puts us on the map. The assistance of the project that's been out there has helped us to have a really good building to operate from and work from, and a great interpretation centre which has allowed people to come in and see what's going on out in the Heritage Site. People come here to look at the legacy of the mining. Discover the Extraordinary has allowed us as a business to raise our profile in what is an extraordinary landscape.
Fundamentally, to have the World Heritage Sites, it's the foundation of everything I do, because I start with the geology. The 290 million years ago when the granite uplifted, which caused the mineralisation, so the copper and tin goes back that far. Without the programme, I would have missed out on a lot of information that I would have had to search for. So first of all, for me, it was there. Secondly, I could share it with B&Bs and the hotels so they can actually enthuse the people, and there's nowhere else you can get that.
When we were children, we were always taken up to the moors, particularly around Minions, and left to our own devices on the slag heaps, picking through bits of mica and finding the false gold. And actually the discovery of the extraordinary has kind of helped me understand what I was doing. With our guests, it's really interesting to be able to then talk to them and say, when you go to Minions, look for this. If you go to Kithill, look for this. And our business is all about railways. Well, the mining was what created the railways. In fact, the very first railways were in Cornwall.
I always like to learn about how I can deliver value to my customers, because they all come wanting to go to the Eden Project or the Lost Gardens of Heligan or Lanhydrock, knowing that they exist, but they don't know why. So it's quite interesting to be able to explain. As a result of that, if you were to read my TripAdvisor reviews that come through about our hospitality, it does go on about how knowledgeable Jill is and what a difference she made to our holiday or whatever. So there's the payback. Happy guests mean repeat customers.
Cornwall tourism is all about additionality these days. It's not just about giving a key to a cottage or a bed and breakfast, it's about interpersonal relationships between the owners and the customers, and the customers are happiest when they feel they're getting the information on how to plan their days out, where to go, what to do, and to be able to come and get really excited about the things that we have on our doorstep.
Discover the Extraordinary has increased the quality of the experience for people. It's not about marketing, it's about information and knowledge. And information and knowledge makes businesses more successful.
From the feedback we've had from those businesses that worked with us is that over the 3-year period, their business saw an increase in footfall and profits as a result. That's really great news for us because it means that we've proved that World Heritage status does make a big difference, but it's even better for our businesses because they're now more viable, more sustainable, and that will create employment into the future.